So the multiple arrests of Taylor Swift's accused stalker has sparked questions about stalking laws in place right here in our state.
Fox 9's Teresa Priolo has been digging into this and joins us now in studio. And Teresa, what did you find out?
Yeah, Natasha and Antoine, there is a general misconception that when something is labeled a crime that the perp will be stopped or perhaps deterred. That's not necessarily the case with stalking in New York. The bar to keep somebody from reoffending is very high, and oftentimes there's very little that judges can do to intervene.
David, why are you stalking her?
With the restraining order in hand, David Crow leaves a Manhattan courtroom, and wasting no time, he proceeds to make his way back to Taylor Swift's Tribeca apartment. The pop star's alleged stalker arrested 3 times in 5 days on suspicion of stalking.
You're going to go see Taylor Swift again?
If Crow is found guilty of these crimes, he'll be the face of offenses that impact people each and every day around the country. In fact, an estimated 13.5 million people are stalked in a 1-year period in the U.S., and they all aren't pop star celebrities or people with the resources to protect themselves. Jason Goldman is a criminal defense attorney.
Right, 99% of us don't have that type of protection, and if there is someone that's repeatedly violating an order of protection, you mentioned domestic violence cases, sometimes you see this other harassment situations, it becomes very dangerous. And it's a fine line, because in one sense, you can't put everybody in jail. On the other hand, how much leeway do you give these individuals to repeatedly go against what the court is saying?
By most measures, New York has a fairly robust set of stalking laws in place, from felonies to misdemeanors, first to fourth degree. The felony crimes are bail eligible. The misdemeanors are not, meaning repeat offenders can't be held until their crimes rise to the level of a felony offense.
Judges are reluctant or unable to set bail sometimes in these cases, and the person has to be released, and that's what happened here during the first 2 arrests because of how he was charged and those limitations we just spoke about. The individual was released with an order of protection saying that you can't violate it, but for someone like him, he's completely unhinged and he could not process the order, or he could process it but just didn't care.
By law, stalking is the following threatening or repeated contact of another person. It is unlawful supervision, eavesdropping, or voyeurism. It can be sending unwanted pictures or gifts, trailing them, making them feel as though they are in fear of their physical safety. Only if you can keep these individuals in jail or get them the mental health services they need can you break the cycle.
The problem is that to charge a felony stalking offense in New York, it requires not only following somebody, not only wanting to harass the person, but actually going forth and committing that crime. That's how the felony stalking offense is charged. So it's not necessarily preventative enough.
Police also say that stalkers have been arrested at some of Taylor Swift's other homes, including in Beverly Hills as well as Rhode Island. Natasha.
Pretty wild story there. Teresa, thank you.